By default in Pipedrive, you're looking at your pipeline with all open deals that are assigned to any user. And in this case, there's only 7 deals. It's not too much to look at, but in time, you're going to have hundreds or even thousands of deals added into your pipeline. They're going to have statuses of open, won, and lost. And filters is the way that you can quickly navigate to exactly what you're looking for in various different views. So I'm going to start with the pipeline view. If you want to create a filter, you click on everyone here and then add new filter. And here I just want to point out it says that I want to see deals that match all of these conditions, and then you can use this section down here to do any or statements. So for the and statements, I'm going to keep this really simple, and I just want to say I want to see deals where the status is open and where the intro call date is this week. So I could name this if I want. I can update the visibility and I can use this checkbox, although it doesn't apply in the pipeline view. And then I would click save. So I see I just have one deal with a intro call date that is this week. Another thing I could do is I can edit this filter just by clicking on the pencil icon, or if I want to create a new one, I can go to add new filter. And let's say I want to look at deals where the proposal sent date is this week. Then I see a one deal as well as an open deal. So that's really important. If you don't have the status on there, you're going to be looking at one lost and open, all of the statuses that exist. So just like you can create filters in the pipeline view, you can also do so in a list view. And I find that this is usually the best place for creating filters because you usually want to see underlying data, right? Here, I can't see what date the proposal was sent. I just can see that these match the filter that the proposal was sent this week. If you're doing follow-ups or something like that, it could make sense to do it in this view, but my preference is the list view, which is up here. So I'm going to click and go to list view. And then here you have to create any new filters. So any filters that exist in the pipeline view don't exist in the list view, so you do need to recreate those. So I recommend making sure you're in the right place when you create the filter to begin with. So here I'm going to go ahead and create a new filter. And I'll do the same one I did in the previous pipeline. So the proposal sent date is this week. All right, so here I'll do proposal sent this week. And then in this case, I am going to save the selected columns with this filter. I'll explain what that means in a moment. And then visibility, it can either be shared, meaning any Pipedrive user in my Pipedrive account would be able to access this filter and also edit it. So cautionary with that. Or private, it only exists in my account. If you're not logged in as me, you would not have access to either view or make any changes to this filter. So I'll do shared and go ahead and click save here. So this filter or this setting of save selected columns with filter, this is going to affect the view anytime anyone, myself or any other user comes to this filter. So as an example, I don't want labels because I'm not using them. So I would come here and I can remove labels from my view, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to know the proposal type too. That's a field that we have that we're capturing, and that's important for this filter. So I'm going to add the proposal type detail field, and I'm going to click save. So I can add as many fields as I want. There's lots of deal fields. There's fields you may not know about that are system-based fields that you may want to have. So check out what's available. And then there's also person and organization data. So if you have people and organizations connected to your deals, in this view, you can also pull in data about those kind of entities within Pipedrive, which can be really, really helpful. So I'm going to save this here. I could drag and drop, rearrange these as I want. I can also click to filter A to Z, Z to A on any column header. And then again, because I clicked this checkbox, if I go to this filter in another tab, for instance, it's going to take me to that exact same view. If I hadn't clicked to save those columns with the filter, then my view would be different and I could customize it. And the next time I come to it, it would look different. So if you are creating a filter of a report that you want to come back to again and again, and the data fields are exactly like you want them, make sure that you save the selected columns with the filter. So one other thing you can do here is in time you may get loads and loads and loads of filters that you've created, and there may be a few that you want to be able to go to time and time again without scrolling or having to remember the title, which you can type to see a subset here. So if you want to save it into a smaller list, this is the one that I am on right now. It's the check mark there. You can click the star and it'll get added to your favorites, and then you'll just be able to look at your favorites as well as all of the filters if you need to find one, but your favorites is kind of that subset list that you can more easily go to again and again and again. Now, all of this has been about creating filters on deals, which is great, but you can also create filters on different sets of data in Pipedrive. So you can also create filters on your people as well as your organizations. And that's where I wanted to call out kind of the header of that little box. So as an example, I'm going to go to people here, and I'm going to create a new filter. And here you see it's saying, show me all people that match this filter. So whenever you have the filter pop up, if you're not sure if you're in the right place, you can always use the URL. But also this box is going to tell you what information will be returned to you. Again, I can do deal conditions. I can say deal, I can do activities to do is 1, that's fine, or more than 1. And I'm not going to get deals though. I'm going to get people. So it's going to show me all people who are connected to deals that have at least one activity that is not completed. That's what this filter would return. So do make sure that you're in the right place with the information you want to get back. But here I'm just going to I want to see all of my people where the email is empty. So I'd save that. And then tells me there's 12 people. So here it might be, I have this information elsewhere. I'm going to update them, whatever it could be. But that is how you create a filter on people, again, in a list view. And same thing, you can add lots of deal data. So number of lost deals, open deals, 1 deal, and then deal details. Even though you're looking at person data, so don't limit yourself. And then one of my favorite is actually activities. So you can create filters on activities to see, again, loads of things. But one of the ones that I like to use a lot is I think when there are lots of activities, sometimes I'll be clicking fast through and say I'm done with 3 activities, but I accidentally click one that I did not do, and I do not remember what the title was. And so the filter that I use for that is I create a filter which is activity marked as done time is today, and I can make it public or private, save it with selected columns. There are data columns for this, so that would work if you wanted. So if I save this, so now I could see all of the activities that are done. I could also add that the assigned to user is a certain user if it was in your list. And then you can always mark it undone, so you can find something that you maybe mistakenly marked as done that wasn't actually as done. But you can use this for loads of things if you want to see what types of activities your reps are getting done or not getting done, or what is kind of most overdue. All of this can be done using filters. So it's a very, very, very powerful tool that I recommend you play around with as much as you can.